a 10-1 game by the Yankees turned into a 10-9 nail biter in the ninth. Cam Schlittler, he couldn't figure it out today. He gave up 4 runs. I appreciate the chat too, man, for letting me know. And my mic is one of those nights, man. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't even gonna come on stream. I was like, you know what, it's a boring night. Whatever, 10 runs. This is what we're supposed to do versus this team. It is what it is. But then, the Yankees, of course, we got to make it interesting, right? We can't just have a good night. We can't just have a 10-run freaking blowout, right? Yarbrough comes in, gives up another 4 runs. It's 10-8. We go into the ninth. David Bednar comes in there, gives up a home run to make it 10-9. Look, with the pitching the way it is right now, is this team, are we in trouble this October? Because I'm telling you, man, it's like we can't get through a game where everything, like the pitching is solid from the rotation, from the starter through the bullpen. Not a good look, right? On the bright side, though, we did get the win. The Red Sox lost tonight, so that puts us, gives us a bigger cushion on that top wildcard spot, which I'm going to pull up right now. Yep. So the Red Sox are not tied for the Astros for that last wildcard spot, which is not a good look for them. Look, they could be nothing is a given right now, not even for the Yankees. Look, we're only 2 games up on the wild card, but for the Red Sox and the Astros right there, the Guardians are right behind them. They won tonight versus the Tigers. So it's going to be interesting. Look, it could very well be the Yankees versus Red Sox or the Astros at this point. The Astros obviously lost Yordan Alvarez last night, and I believe he's going to be gone for the rest of the season. The way he twisted his ankle there did not look good. But it is what it is. Look, it's only, right, what we got, 12 games, 11 games left? But it seems like an eternity. A lot can happen in 11 games. It really can. So, on the bright side, though, the offense showed up, at least today. The offense did show up. We got several players with multiple hits. Grisham had a huge night. He went 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. Obviously hit the home run. Judge 1 for 2, 2 walks, a sac fly. Ben Rice 3 hits. Volpe 3 hits. Well, actually, Volpe had 2 hits on the night. I thought he had 3. He had a walk at least. Reached base 3 times. Austin Wells 2 for 4. Jazz Chisholm 2 for 5. Stanton went 2 for 4. So overall, the offense did their job finally. But I do, I do worry about the pitching. I'm not gonna lie. I worry about the pitching a lot, man. I feel like that is the Yankees' Achilles heel right now. The Achilles heel for the Yankees is this bullpen. And the thing is, right, if our starter doesn't give us 7 innings, even 6 might be too little. If our starter doesn't give us like 6+ innings, I would say we're in trouble, right? We are in trouble. So that's the Yankees' Achilles heel right now. Let me see if I'm waiting for Boone to come on. Let me say what's up to the chat, because y'all, obviously, man, y'all the star of the show. Yeah, I know, bro. I went like man. I gave you the best 2 minutes of my life, and my mic was on mute. Isn't that funny? But anyway, Commander Brantford says, "Good evening, Jason. Bullpens everywhere are a bit shaky. We had to chew our nails down in Tampa tonight. Yeah, but you guys pulled it off. I mean, I get it, right? I'm not really right now. I'm kind of tunnel vision on the Yankees. I'll be honest. I do scoreboard watch a little bit. I'll peek just to see what's going on, but I'm dead set on the Yankees. I'm focused on them. You know what I noticed today, guys? I don't know if it's just me. Does it look like Volpe he made a tweak in his stance? Or it could be the camera angle, right? I don't know, but it looks like his stance is more closed off now. Kind of like what Stanton does, where he keeps his left leg more towards the plate than his back leg. Slightly, I noticed that, and I think he did that to help him from keeping his hips from flying open, like Paul O'Neill always says. I mean, I don't know. Did anybody notice something like that? Anything different with Volpe? I think I noticed a little tweak in his stance. But anyway, that's just random thought. NYYJ says, I think he should have let Cam finish. 12 ERA in last 8 games by the pen. Yeah, the pen is not it. But I wasn't mad with him taking Cam. Cam did not have it, right? That last inning where things almost got away, he did not have it. You could tell he was missing his spots. He was throwing balls in the dirt. He didn't have it. But look, this is not good for Cam, right? And he was at 89 pitches. He didn't have it. He walked 5, had 6 strikeouts. His last couple outings, like the one with the Blue Jays and stuff, is like he just can't seem to get that. I don't know, man. And this he's going through. He's going through his growing pains. This is gonna happen. That's why before I was telling you guys, when everybody was like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Whoa, let's slow down with Cam, okay? Let's slow down with him. The dude doesn't even have a dozen major league starts. Let's let him figure it out." And the thing is that the other teams, right, the league, they start building a scouting report on you. So they start getting the game plan and building a scouting report. And they know how to approach an at bat versus you. I think he's still gonna be fine. I really do. But it's just one of those things, man. He's a rookie. He's got to go through it and he's got to learn. But I like his mentality, his makeup, his mental makeup. You could tell. I feel like I trust him more than Will Warren in the sense that not only his stuff, his stuff is electric, but I trust him more where I don't know. And this is obviously from the outside looking in. He just seems more mentally tough, like ready for that moment to me. But he didn't have it today. I wasn't mad at him I wasn't mad with them taking him out. Look, they did it like it would have worked out if Yarbrough pitched well. But it didn't. Jeremy Salto, I don't trust a single arm in that bullpen. This win was not impressive. It really wasn't. It was not impressive, especially coming off a loss like yesterday. I was happy for the Yankees, like those first few innings where we jumped off to a quick, big lead, right? Right away, the offense was roaring early, but they couldn't hold that, man. The fact that we let the quadruple A twins, because essentially that's what they are, right? We let the quadruple A twins score 9 runs on us and almost almost take the game from us from a 10-1 lead. That's not what you want. And even David Bednar, I don't know, man. Look, David Bednar is the one guy that I do trust more than everybody in that bullpen. And I've said this several times already, but even him, I don't trust him that much. It just so happens that I trust him more than everybody else. But even him, I don't trust, Something about him, I get he's a bulldog. I like the guy, I really do, but I've seen him give up runs and he can't. I don't know, but he is the guy. He's the only guy really that we can rely on right now, and that's not even saying much, right? I'll pull up his stat. I'm gonna pull up David Bednar. Where's it then? I'm gonna pull up David Bednar since he's been on the Yankees. As of when was the trade? I'm gonna put August 1st. As of 8/1/25. David Bednar as of August 1st, 2025. I mean, it's good though. 2.79, 2.75 ERA, 20. Actually, he's doing better. But the thing is, man, he scares me. Like tonight, man, you give up a run and it's like, oh my goodness, dude. Like, I don't know, to me. But he is the most reliable guy out of that pen. He's our closer. Hands down. It's not even close. Demon D says, what's good, Demon D? Susan, what's up, Susan? Devin looked the best he did in probably a month. You know what? Let's look at Devin. Let's take a look at Devin Williams. Let's just put no, not September. Should I put September? No, we'll put Devin Williams September 2025. This is this month. So this is his numbers for this month in 2025. Not great though. When you look at it like that, right? It's not the greatest, man. But he has looked better the last few outings. But still, you know. It's no secret, man. This bullpen right now is in shambles. It really is. I'm just hoping. Look, I'm hoping that these guys can somehow just figure it out come October, right? Like maybe something in them, you know, the atmosphere, whatever it is, the adrenaline just gets in them and they just start balling out. But this bullpen is definitely not it, man. There really is nobody. Everybody we bring out there has shit the bed, especially this month. Put Fernando Cruz. There's Fernando Cruz this month. There's Fernando Cruz so far this month, the month of September. So, I mean, I could put anybody I pull up is really everybody not named David Bednar out of the bullpen. Their ERA looks like this. Really bad, you know? Really, really bad. So, yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. And the thing is that, what are we going to do, right? There's nothing we could do. But Boone is here. Let's take a listen to Boone real quick.
Yes. You know, obviously, you know, credit to them putting a great comeback on and definitely made it dicey there. But, yeah, a little bit of a sigh, a little exhale after that one, after running out to such a big lead after the really good offense the first few innings. So, you know, we'll take it.
You mentioned the offense early. Just what was clicking for them?
I mean, a little bit of everything. We had some soft contact fall. We really stung some balls we're putting in play. We had some walks. You know, it was just pretty impressive 3 innings there of at-bats from everyone.
Yeah, those first 3 innings were crazy.
That was good.
We had 16 hits today, no errors.
Anthony had mentioned, especially after the night prior, to be able to come out like that really meant a lot as a team. Did you sense that as it was going on? You guys bounce back from last
Oh, yeah. Look, I think the guys came in really energized today and wanting to, you know, get out to a fast start and grab a lead. And
make sure you hit that
like.
like.
They were able to do that from jump. You know, Grish setting the tone right away at the top, and Judge on those guys are on base a ton, obviously, and really set the table for us.
What happened with Schlittler there in that 5th inning?
Just not enough strikes. I mean, simple as that.
Yeah,
His
not
stuff
enough strikes. You're
was
right.
Again, excellent, and he is a strike thrower.
Right.
Like, so I don't know if there was, you know, he was nibbling or what, but just you know, too many free passes. I don't know how many end up walking. 5. You know.
Yeah, when you look at it, he only gave up 3 hits, but the 5 walks. You could tell that he wasn't. He had no command. You know, that inning. I think it was a good idea taking him out. It seemed like he was this close to really blowing it. Even though Yarbrough came in and ended up blowing up.
Especially you get a lead like that, and you have his stuff. He's got to get after it in the strike zone, and you know, kind of got away.
What do you see from him today?
Volpe? Yeah, good to see him get some immediate results. You know, with the double the other way, a walk, base hit. So that was good. I thought.
You notice his
really
stance a little bit.
Middle, right at the start.
Look at his stance. Doesn't it seem more closed?
At the start of the game, so you know, good to see him jump right back in and contribute.
There's still some time to go, but when you think ahead to either Heel or Schlittler or Warren, how will you make that decision? What goes into
Yeah,
that?
well, you prefaced it.
You spelled it wrong, Jeremy.
You know,
spelled it wrong.
Hopefully, you know, 10, 12 days away. So we'll do what we think is best. You know, I expect them, hopefully both of those guys to play a huge role for us here down the stretch and what we hope is an October run.
You and Yarbrough to kind of close out the game there.
Yeah. Yeah, once Cruz came in and kind of settled things there with the big out, you know, and we got the 6-run cushion, you know, and they got back half of the lineup with lefties. You're not sure if they're going to flip it. You don't really care. You're just hoping Yarbs can kind of get on a roll like he typically does, and just, you know, obviously just made too many mistakes tonight where they were able to get them.
How significant was Leiter's 7th inning after they get within 10-8 there in the 6th?
Yeah, it's one of the stories of the game for me. You know, a huge 4 outs from Mark there to settle things.
Why are you pulling up
on
August
a night when
stats?
I'm trying to stay away from Weave, you know, and obviously I got Devin, and I've already used Cruz. I got Devin and Bednar, so him getting us 4 outs was massive, and that allowed Devin and Bednar to take it from there. But that was a big effort by him.
Your heart's going to throw a little bit to end the 6th inning on Larnach's ball to the track and right.
A little bit. I didn't think he got it, but then, it obviously went pretty far. So I was.
Yeah. I mean, that's enough for Boone. Yeah, folks. I mean, what are you gonna do? Ugly win, but it was a win nonetheless. At this point, the division's pretty much like not in question. Did Toronto end up winning? I'm trying to see there, but yeah, this was Boston's box score today. They lost 2-1. So Boston, they're it could be slipping away from them right now. It could be slipping away. So Toronto won. Yeah, great. They don't seem like they're not gonna lose enough for the Yankees to take this division, right? Even if we win every single game here and now, I doubt they're gonna lose enough. So, it is what it is. The Mets won today, I believe. So they're looking a lot better right now as in terms of the standings. They have a 2-game cushion on the Diamondbacks. I mean, they're still not out of the woods, right? Obviously, with 10, 11 games left for them. But I'm glad you brought up Luis Hill, because I was going to segue to him anyway. Excuse me, sorry. With the way Cam Schlittler started tonight, right? And the way he's been look, somebody pull up Cam Schlittler, his last 4 starts, right? Or 5 starts. I mean, obviously, when he has a dozen starts. I think, right, at this point, I think Luis Hill is your 3rd starter, right? At this point, you got to go to Luis Hill, in my opinion, in terms of a wild card series. You got to go Fried, Rodon, Hill. Nothing against Cam Schlittler, right? Obviously, I'm a big fan of Cam Schlittler. I think he's going to be great, but I don't think he's ready. I just don't think he's ready. And I get it. I really get it that Luis Hill has not been, we haven't been blown away by him either so far this season since he's come off the IL, but he has the experience. He's been there before, and he knows how to pitch in this league, how to get out of situations, right? And I think that's going to be huge. So to me personally, I think this start today kind of solidified, Luis Hill is my 3rd starter for me. Yeah, but you pulling up just September. I mean, I was gonna say pull up his last 4 starts, but so to pull up his last 4, just put his name and then L4 or last 4 or whatever, and it should pull it up. So let me know who you got. Who's your 3? Who is your wild card rotation right now? I believe Luis Hill's going tomorrow. Let me see. Yeah, but Luis Hill's going up again tomorrow, so we'll see. All right. Let's see. His ERA is down to 2.83. Granted, he has only pitched 8 games himself, so but I think that as he ramps up, as he starts getting more starts, he starts looking better and better and better. I think, Luis Hill is my 3rd starter for sure this time. Welkin was good, man. Welkin says Devin is solid and low leverage, low lev Dev. That's why he's been dubbed, right? He sucked because Boone is forcing him to pitch high leverage for 10 games in a row. You know what the thing is, man, Welkin? Is that who else you going to put in high leverage situation? There is nobody else really, man. We need Devin Williams to be the airbender. That's what we need. For real. I think if Devin Williams could freaking become Devin Williams of old, that changes everything. I'm not saying put him in the closer role, but that really changes everything. I think that I will feel a lot better, right? He hasn't been that though, man. He hasn't been that. His last 4 though, he's been looking good, right? His last 4, he's been looking a lot better. But yeah, we'll see. We need him to turn it around. We really do. I think he is gonna be huge in this postseason. He really is. We'll see. Railbird, what's up? Jason, a very sloppy, ugly game. Yankees have to play better. I agree, man. They have to play better. They do. We definitely do. Let me see something here. All right. What did I do? All right. They're interviewing Cam Schlittler right now. I'm not going to play it, though, because they listen to the music. Every time they win, they listen to music. I don't think, yeah, we got the win today, but, man, I wouldn't be celebrating off a win like this today. Ace was good. Ace says, we got lucky with this win. We got lucky to win this game. I mean, yeah, man, whenever you score 10 runs, you better win, right? You get 10 runs on 16 hits, you better win. I mean, I guess a positive note, it is a victory. There was no errors. It seems like the Yankees are we're cleaning up a little bit, right? We're cleaning up a little bit. So, yeah, man. Andrew says, I would have panicked if I was a Yankee fan. I mean, ain't nobody panicked. We were never in doubt, to be honest, Andrew. We're never in doubt, man. Man, the thing is, man, we've been through this so much this year, the Yankees, man, that yeah, maybe a little nerves, but it's like, hey, man, this is how it is. If you watch the Yankees the past at least 5 years, man, with Cardiac, Clay, and now Devin Williams and everything, trust me, man, you have freaking you definitely have some stress ulcers in your stomach, at least a little bit. Frank Rivera says, evening, that was a close call. Yeah, it was. Real Bill P, what's up, man? Jason has those smart glasses fine-tuned. No, it's my reading glasses, because sometimes I have this thing so small here that I can't see it. So I have to put my reading glasses on. Wilkin says, nah, F Volpe, I don't trust him. It's a fluke. You know what, Wilkin, though? The one thing that's true, right, that's consistent with Volpe is every time he gets a rest, every time he comes off an all-star break, and if you look him up, right, I'm gonna put him up. His best numbers are usually after the all-star break, like July, and then his best numbers are usually in July, April, July, and maybe a little bit of August, right? But I'll prove it to you right now. I'm gonna put Anthony Volpe. Let's put APR 2025. In matter of fact, I'm gonna start like 2024. Not even APR. I'm gonna put July, because usually after the All-Star break, he has a break. Let's start with 2024. No, let's start with 2023. Why not? Anthony Volpe, July 2023. Well, that ain't too great. Be July 2024. I mean, maybe not, right? Volpe, July. Well, the thing is, I wish I should have, if I could get 2 weeks. Usually it's after the All-Star break, from like July 15th to August 15th, he does really good. So, let's see. This is 2025. Yeah, I take that back. He's not good in July. I don't know. I saw that somewhere, but usually he does better after a break for some reason. But he looked good today, right? You can't deny that. You cannot deny that he didn't look good. It's crazy because, Caballero, right, had a good. He played good for a whole month, right? He had one bad game. And Volpe had one good game, and Volpe's now the starting shortstop again, just like that, right? So yeah, I highly doubt they're gonna bench Volpe tomorrow, man. It'd be crazy if they do. If they bench Volpe tomorrow, that tells you that they're really, really, that he's really not the starting shortstop anymore. That they're gonna play a day to day for sure. The Phillies clinched, right? I believe the Phillies clinched already. It's a miracle Volpe is cured. No, Volpe ain't cured. Not yet, man. I gotta see more of it. Right? Let's not be so gullible, right? let's not be so gullible. Let's give it a couple stars to see if here's the thing, right? This is what and I said this yesterday. I was like, look, they're gonna bring back Volpe versus the Twins. Obviously, a team that's nowhere near the Boston Red Sox or these other teams we've been facing, right? They're gonna bring it back versus some trash ass pitcher, and he's gonna have a good game, and everybody's gonna say Volpe's back. You know, no, right? You should have started him versus freaking Gary Crochet. Let's see what he does there. You know, you see what I'm saying? Oh, yesterday versus freaking Woods Richardson, even though he's supposed to be trash too, but yesterday he shut the Yankees down. So what I'm trying to say is, man, look, we playing the freaking Twins versus I don't even remember the guy's name anymore. The starter for the Twins, I can't even remember his name anymore. That's how insignificant he is, and not a knock to him, but to me, right? So yeah, you're supposed to get you're supposed to go 2 for 4 Volpe on a day like today. Same thing with Grisham or everybody in this lineup. If you didn't get a hit today, you need to really dig. You need to take a real good look at yourself, right? I think everybody got a hit except for Paul Goldschmidt, but he came in for one at bat. He pinched hit, and that was later. But everybody got a hit versus that starter. Who's the starter again? I can't even remember the starter. Matthews. There you go. Yeah. All right. So we're not gonna you're not getting no trophies, no kudo points, nothing from me for beating up on a guy most of us never really heard of, right? So Leiter got the win. Did he get the win? I'll tell you right now who got the win. Yep, Mark Leiter Jr. got the win. Yeah, Mark Leiter Jr. gave us an inning and 1 2/3 innings. So let me see what we got here. Katie, what's up, Katie? Oh man, that's good. Man, real Bill, man. I'm praying for you guys. Hope you guys are feeling better. Susan says, just got back from Broadway. I walked in and Bednar was pitching. Did you see him give up that home run? Terrible. Fernando Cruz, September 2025. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? I mean, but this is September, right? Anyway, bro, this guy right here, you know, we're not gonna, unless you hit like 4 home runs or something like that, we're not gonna pat you on the back for getting 2 hits off of Zevy Matthews, for going 2 for 4 off of Zevy Matthews. Yeah, you're not getting a pat on the back. Not from me anyway. You're supposed to do that, as far as I'm concerned. We'll see, though. We'll see. Look, my thing is, if Volpe goes on a tear and he starts playing a lot better, then yeah, you know, by all means, he's our guy. But I think it's ironic how they kind of, and I'm not saying that, you know, because I understand he got a cortisone shot, and I've never had one of those. I don't know how long it takes to let that sit in and recover from that or whatever it is. But he missed all the good pitching, right? Not all of it, but yeah, he didn't face Gary Crochet. He didn't face Brian Bello. So I mean, I don't know, man. I gotta see. I need to see him do it in games like that, right? I need to see him do it in a big series, a big matchup, or versus a big pitcher, right? Versus these guys, this is essentially a AAA team, folks, man. With Byron Buxton. That's what this really is. When you think about it, this is half these guys were called up here from AAA because they traded half their major league squad, right? There's no Correa there. They traded their closer. The only guy they really kept was Joe Ryan. A ton of guys are gone from this team. So maybe Anthony Volpe would tear the cover off the ball in AAA. I don't know. Look, my whole thing is, man, look, you got to do it. You got to do it when it counts and versus meaningful pitchers, right? and then we'll be like, you know what? Yeah, he's back. This is what we've been waiting for. But come on, man. Come on. Damn, hey Jeremy, man, you're going crazy, man, with those stats, man. You're loving that thing. You know, really, the whole stat thing is supposed to be for members only. I've just been kind of letting everybody rock with it for a little bit, but eventually it's gonna go back to members only. Yeah. NYYJ says Big K Batoni, meaning Anthony Volpe, when we needed that insurance run with Cabby on third. Yeah. Camilo Duvall. Well, that's old. Jacob, what's up, man? We left Cam in too long. I mean, look, guy, let me tell you something. If we left him in too long, the thing is, dude, the dude only pitched 4 2/3 of an inning. Like, if anything, I feel like he should have pitched better, right? But Jacob, but let me ask you, man, is Cam Schlittler your third starter? I'm asking everybody again because we've been having this conversation before. Because when I was first asked this, I think it was by Yassine. I was first asked by Yassine, who's my wild card rotation, and I said Fried, Rodon, Luis Hill, and I got a lot of heat for that because a lot of people, and rightfully so, a lot of people was like Cam Schlittler. And look, I'm not trying to give us a pat on the back because it could change too, because Luis Hill could come out there tomorrow and really shit the bed, right? But I was like, you know what? Like Cam Schlittler, at this time, he hasn't had a bad start, right? When we started talking about, because we've been talking about this for a few weeks now. And I was like, you know what? Cam Schlittler, first of all, he was due for a bad one, right? This is before that Toronto start at Yankee Stadium. But the dude doesn't have much experience. He's a great pitcher. He's gonna be electric, and I think he would be electric out the bullpen. Oh my God! But as hard as he throws, and the fact that he doesn't have to worry about trying to give you 7 innings. Imagine that, right? Because I'm sure he's holding back, trying to save his energy to go the distance in a game. But imagine him coming out the bullpen where he's like, yo, I'm pitching 1, maybe 2 innings max, right? So I'm going to give it all I got. That 99 turns to 100 consistently, 100, because he's going to be giving it all he got. The same thing with Will Warren. Will Warren out the bullpen. You got to imagine that he doesn't have to worry about holding anything back. He could let it go, so to speak, Yeah, man. And if he was up, man, and if he says if the Yankees lost, couldn't blame it on Volpe. No, yeah. My thing, man, look, Volpe had a good game, right? But everybody there, like, I'm happy that this is what they're supposed to do versus, I can't even remember the guys that I forgot already, the starter's name, and we just mentioned them. Like, this, guys, man, this is my whole thing, man. You can't, when they do it versus a big game, right, on a big spot versus quality pitching, then I will be like, you know what, they got it, right? But that's like me going up there, versus the little league team and freaking hitting 4 home runs and saying, look, I'm ready for the big leagues. They don't work that way, man. Everybody looks good versus trash compare. And you know this too. And that's the thing. And if because you into combat sports, right? Everybody looks good, right? And how many fighters you seen that they fight you fight a guy that's not really that good, and you look like you're the greatest fighter in the world, right? Because you're fighting somebody who's trash. But as soon as you go in there with somebody who knows what the hell they're doing, you don't look so good anymore, right? It seems like. But real build the heck with cortisone shots. Give me 3 shots of Jack Daniels. I know, right? That's the old school way. 3 shots of Jack. They tell you to suck up your tears. Put some sand in that taco and get back out there and give it all you got, right? That's how it should be on Real Bill. Walker says, No F Schlittler. Man, Welker, you're so finicky, man. You was but you was loving Cam not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken, man. And look, I still love Cam. I just think that I trust Hill more in a big game, I think, man. And I like Cam out the bullpen. I think he would translate to the bullpen a lot better than Luis Hill or even Will Warren. But Will Warren's gonna have to throw out the bullpen, especially in the wild card game. If you don't put 10 runs on a guy named Zebby, yeah, I changed my mind because of his last outing versus the Blue Jays. Yeah, 1.2 pitches, innings pitches awful, and today too. Yeah, man, and even his even before the Blue Jays start, who did he pitch before the Blue Jays? I mean, after the Blue Jays, he pitched versus the Tigers, right? Did he? No, I can't remember, man. But he struggled. This is the third outing in a row that he struggled to give you quality innings, man, to go the distance. You know, he just seems like he's just, I don't know what it is. Maybe he's struggling putting away hitters, right? He's getting hits off of him on 2 strikes and stuff like that. And I think, man, really, the fastball is great, right? That curveball needs to be on it, right, for that fastball to be effective. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I still think he's gonna be good, but he has some things he got to work on. And I think the league, they kind of got the scouting report on this dude now. It's like, okay, you know. And a lot of guys, I had a feeling that was gonna happen, man. Like people were just gonna start sitting on the fastball, and you're gonna get it in that at bat. You're definitely gonna get a fastball in a Cam Schlittler at bat. And if you sit on it and attack it, today was different though. Today I just think he just didn't have command. You know, he wasn't able to throw strikes when you needed it, and that really hurt him. Jose G was good, my brother. What's up, Jason? Ugly win tonight. Bullpen better tighten up fast and lock in. Yeah, they better. The thing, man, is it's not looking good with this bullpen. I'm gonna be honest, man. When Devin Williams is your guy besides Bednar, I don't know. My thing is that everybody in this bullpen, right, including David Bednar, right? Everybody in this bullpen I've seen really, really like shit the bed terribly at some point, and that worries me because once I see that, I can't get it. It's in my mind, it's in my subconscious, right? So when you bring a guy in, right, even like, especially Devin Williams, man, every time he comes in, I'm clinching, right? But even Bednar, when he comes in, I'm like, okay, I get it. He's our best guy, right? And he has been pitching well, but I've seen him, blow it too. And every closer is gonna blow it. But I don't know. For me, man, I have trust issues, right? As you can see, I got trust issues, man. You got to build that trust with me. You got to build it. Katie says, sure was a nail biter for the Yankees. Yes. You want to see my nails? Definitely was. Definitely was. Yarbrough, yeah. You know, it's crazy, though, because the last time we saw Yarbrough, he looked really good. But today he didn't. My thing with Yarbrough is this, right? He's a guy, and even with like guys like Tim Hill or guys like Yarbrough, Tim Hill, or even like a Marcus Stroman, the things with these guys, right, is that they don't throw very hard, right? And when you don't throw very hard, you better be hitting your spots. Because if not, it's literally you're throwing meatballs. At that point, you're literally throwing batting practice, right? And you're gonna get hit hard. So if you're not throwing 95 plus, right, or 95 around there, you better be. And even then, man, these are the major leagues. These guys can hit. You better be hitting your spots. You just have to. Yeah, man, Jeremy, you going crazy with the stat stuff. I like it, man, but sometimes it's overwhelming, man. I'm like, All right, man. Welker says, I trust Bednar, but I don't know. These blown games against the Florida teams. Yeah, against the Marlins. Even though historically his numbers at that ballpark are not good. Don't sit well with me. Even today, why does he struggle against garbage bats? Look, my thing with Bednar, right? I don't know if you guys know. And look, Bednar's been really good, and I think he's gonna be good. He has the mentality. Me personally, I don't know. It's just something in me. I don't have full confidence in him just yet, and that's just me. And I don't. If you do, right? If you're a fan out there and you're like, man, David Bednar's my guy, I get it too, because he has been good, right? He's been more good than bad, and he's been the best guy out the bullpen. But I can't ignore the fact that, was it this year or last year? He with the Pirates, he was doing so terrible. I think it was last year that they had to send him back to AAA. They sent him down to AAA, and he had to figure out some things and come back up. And then this year he's having a great year, obviously. And I'm not saying that, because that could happen to anybody, right? I'm not saying that. I don't know. It's not a knock against him. It's just I need to see more, right? I need to build more confidence. Yeah, you see his 2024 numbers. So that's what I'm trying to say, man. And it's like that even with like Luke Weaver, Fernando Cruz, even David Bednar. A lot of these guys that's on this team, in this bullpen, before coming here, right? Their career ERAs are like in the 4s and 5s. They've never really been a solid pitcher like that. They got here and they turned it around somehow, but that's still, it worries me, because sometimes are these guys is it just an outlier season or a few months? Are they going to revert back? With the exception of Devin Williams, ironically. Devin Williams has had great seasons, right? And this is an outlier season. He's doing terrible. Yeah, I don't know. Look, we're going to find out. I tell you that much. And look, with all Devin Williams has done this season, right?
You the real MVP.
Appreciate you, Jose. I got to finish this point, though. With all Devin Williams has done, and I truly believe that Devin Williams cost us the AL East, right? Along with some other factors, but he's a big contributor into the fact that we're not first place in the AL East, right? With all that being done, if he comes out here and shoves this postseason, right? If he comes out here and shoves, and that goes for anybody in the bullpen, all is forgiven with me. All is forgiven if you make it up in October. Jose G with the 2. Let me pull this out. He says, my receipts will be good with the World Series win now, Jason. Yeah, man. Hold on, though. Don't make me bring out the receipts, because I that first when you said the Yankees will win the World Series, yeah. You did say the Yankees will win the AL East too. So far, man, your receipts ain't doing too good. But your last one, you say Yankees are going to win the World Series, bro. And then you put some emojis there. I got it right here. I literally do. Damn, I can't pull it up. Let me see. You can see this. Yeah. Anyway, I got it there. All right, where was I? Man, I got some new stuff too that I haven't added it though. But I forgot to play this. This is for when Boone is talking. The liar knows. Right? When Boone is giving his post game, this is gonna be my. What the hell? I got that one. I got this one. I haven't put it on though. The Goku. But yeah, take that away. Yep. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate all of y'all. And make sure, look, 51 of y'all in here, only 19 likes. Hit that like button. Smack the damn like button. Look, go like this. Hit it. Yeah, so taking a look at tomorrow's matchup. obviously we got hold on, what am I doing here? Luis Hill going up against Taj Bradley. None of these guys, even the dude we faced yesterday, Woods Richardson, that's a guy that you're supposed to score 10 runs on. The guy today too, Zebby Matthews, you're supposed to score 10 runs on. The same with Taj Bradley. You're supposed to score 10 runs on this guy when you're the Yankees and you're facing a guy with a 5 ERA. A 5 ERA, okay? Like, I fully expect the Yankees to take advantage of. That's why I said coming into this series, now's the time to pad your stats. Pad the stats and figure things out, right? This is the time to figure out what you're gonna do this postseason, right? Luis Hill, to me, if Luis Hill comes out tomorrow and gives us a solid start, he is guaranteed to be the third starter in a wild card. It is solidified at that point. Because you definitely, right now, the way it's looking, you can't go to Cam and you can't go to Will Warren as third starter. So it's going to be Fried, Rodon, and Luis Hill. Immediately, right? Ryan Yarbrough didn't look good today, because I was going to say I will try to get some starts from him to close out the season. But I would like to see somehow if they... This is why these wins are so important, right? We got to start pulling away from these teams so we can... Not only so we can give guys rest going into October.
You're the real MVP.
We got to start winning, because we need to separate ourselves from everybody else in the wild card, so that way we can give guys rest, and then we can start playing with Will Warren and Cam Schlittler, start bringing them out the bullpen, right? Next week, because obviously they need rest. Warren just pitched 2 days ago. So, but starting this weekend, I would imagine that I would like to start seeing them bringing Cam Schlittler and Will Warren out the bullpen. Just give them so they could feel it, right? Because that's what's good. That's going to be their role, most likely, in the wild card series. So they might as well start doing it now. You might as well. Jose G, man, appreciate you, brother. Says, wild card now will be the Yankees versus Astros if the season ended. Yep, if the season ended today, that's exactly what it will be. Let me pull that. That's the NL wild card. This is the American League wild card right now. The Yankees, we have a 1.5 lead over the Astros and 2 games over the Red Sox. But it's only 2 games, right? That's not enough. We need a win, guys. We need to keep winning. The Red Sox have the tiebreaker versus us too. I believe that we have the tiebreaker versus the Astros. Somebody please look that up for me, man. If make sure I'm not putting out bad information, but yeah. So if I'm not mistaken, the Red Sox have the tiebreaker versus us, right? So if we ended up with the same record as the Red Sox, they will be the top wildcard spot. But we have it over the Astros. So if the Astros were to catch us and we were tied, we would play that wild card in New York. You want me to pull the Red Sox schedule? Okay, I'll do that. You know what? I'm gonna make a program that pulls up everybody's schedule, so I won't have to be doing this all the time. Right now we'll pull up the Yankees while I pull up the Red Sox, right? All right, so after Minnesota, look, Baltimore's no pushover either. So if you see how these teams are playing us, especially like Minnesota and stuff, this is their World Series. They are playing us extra hard. So we gotta do our thing. We definitely gotta go do our thing. I'm looking for this damn schedule. Anyway. All right, let's pull up the schedule. Take this off. No, I'll pull it up right here. Why not? Okay, so September. All right, after this Athletics, this is Boston Red Sox schedule. After they play the A's, they go into a 2-game set. No, yeah, they go into a 2-game a 3-game set versus Tampa Bay, then 3 versus Toronto, and then 3 versus Detroit. They have a tough schedule, so they're in trouble, guys. There's no doubt about it. They're in trouble. They're holding on to that last wild card spot. Granted, the Cleveland Guardians, not the greatest team. It's not likely that they will catch them. But yeah, look, all the Rangers, right? I think it's possible because they're facing some tough teams. Their last 6 games are versus 2 division leaders, right? The Toronto Blue Jays, obviously, they're the AL East division leaders, and Detroit, the Central Division leaders. So they have a tougher road than we do. They really do. So we've been kind of prepping for a Yankees Red Sox wildcard series. And as of right now, that would not be the case. As of right now, that would not be the case. As of right now, we will be playing the Astros. I don't think the Rangers have the firepower to catch them. The Guardians might sneak in there. They might sneak in there. They won today versus Detroit. Detroit's a pretty good team. Look, their last 10, the Guardians' last 10, they're 9-1. Their last 10 games. Boston is 4-6. Astros 6-4. Yankees 6-4. Rangers 6-4. 9-1. So you can't count them out. Somehow, some way, they always find a way in there, right? So it'll be interesting. It will be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, pulling Clay Holmes up. Red Sox on life support. You know what? And I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm loving every minute of it. I'm loving every minute of it. And I'll be honest, I'd rather face. I said this yesterday. I was asked, who would I rather face in the wild card from the Yankees, the Astros or the Red Sox? And I'd rather face the Astros. I'd rather face the Astros. That don't work, man. You can't pull up Rays last 15. That's not a thing. I could make something like that where it pulls up teams' stats, but if you want to look at the Rays schedule, I'll show you right here. The last 10 I could show you. The Rays last 10, they're 2-8. That's their last 10, 2-8. Donnie, what's up, brother? Says Jason going to play Boston, I think. I mean, that's what I think too, but right now, as of right now, it ain't the case. And you saw their schedule. I just pulled it up, man. They got 3 versus Tampa Bay. Even though Tampa Bay, they haven't been playing well their last 10. Obviously, they're what, 2-8 their last 10 games. But then after that, they face Toronto. That's a huge series right there. The Toronto Blue Jays versus Boston Red Sox. That is a huge series. Toronto could essentially knock Boston right out the wild card. Or the Blue Jays could be freaking assholes and just let them win every game, just in spite of the Yankees, right? Think about it. They could just let the Red Sox win every game and still be the division leaders, just in spite of the Yankees, just to let them come back, and beat the Yankees, right? Yeah, and then they got Detroit for to end the season. So they got a tough one ahead of them. Sunil, what's up, man? What's good, sir? I'm here listening to the post-game Yankees between you and Jason while also prepping for my... I looked into that Google Generative AI Leaders Exam. You know what? I might do something like that. Why not? Those Google certs and also especially like AWS certs are really good, man. Especially AWS. I want to start getting a lot of those certs. It's just good to have. Really good to have. You could find it. You could get employed good. The Google Generative AI stuff, I'm not sure how good that is in terms of like, can you get a job off it? But it's good to know because AI is the future, right? AI is the future, and businesses, right? Companies are gonna be looking for people who understand AI and know how to use it. And that's where you can come in with a cert like that. Donnie says Jason Yanks going to have a tough schedule against Orioles 2 season. I mean, look, the Orioles are they trash, right? But they've been playing good the second half. They're no pushover either. But I'm not gonna. The Yankees should beat up on the Orioles, but we saw yesterday, right, that we couldn't hit this dude, and today too we let these guys score 9 runs. So anything can happen. But we're supposed to be crushing teams like the Orioles. They have nobody on that team in terms of pitchers and stuff. They don't even with the bats, they don't have nobody that really puts a lot of. They're supposed to put a lot of fear in our hearts. Not this season anyway. But as we know, these teams for some reason when they play the Yankees, it is a different game for them. Right? It's a different ball game. Are we playing them at home? Hold on. I didn't even know I had this thing open. Why do I have everything open like this? All right, so like we're gonna play them in Baltimore. You know what it is? Even like a team like Minnesota, right? A team like Minnesota, even though it was still half empty, the stadium, when the Yankees come in town, that's the most fans they've seen since opening day, probably, right? That is the most people in that stadium they've seen since opening day. So they play up. They're gonna play up. The same thing with Baltimore. They're gonna play up. Everybody plays up when they play the Yankees, because everybody wants to beat the Yankees. So we can't sleep on the Orioles. Yeah, they're playing spoilers. Yeah, well they could. I don't know. I still expect the Yankees. I expect the Yankees to demolish them, for real. To really put a hurting on them. What they've got 7 games versus them. I expect them to win 5. Like, that's what we got to do. Yeah, we just got to keep winning. We just got to keep winning, man. Yeah, hey, Jeremy, man, that doesn't work, dude. Anthony Volpe versus Baltimore and stuff like that. I don't have those stats yet, but I can pull up certain things like that. I could make something like that too. But I do have this, right? These are our stats versus Taj Bradley, which is tomorrow's pitcher. It's funny that Mark Leiter, you got to put Mark Leiter Jr. probably. Right, this is versus Taj Bradley. Ben Rice got good numbers versus him. 4 for 6 with 2 doubles. So he better be in the lineup. That's another thing. Ben Rice needs to be in the lineup every single day. Paul Goldschmidt is 2 for 5 against him. Rosario has not faced him. Yeah, Aiden, man, Judge versus a pitcher, that doesn't work. I can make something like that, and I will do that in the future. But right now, you can't put like a player versus another player and pull up their stats. But this is the full Yankees roster versus Taj Bradley. Grisham has 2 hits and 4 at bats versus him. Giancarlo's 2 for 4. Judge is 1 for 9 with 4 walks versus Taj Bradley. So he does not have much success versus him. Again, Ben Rice 4 for 6. Probably has the best numbers versus him. Yeah, so this is, as a whole, in 111 plate appearances, the Yankees have a .210 average versus this guy. 2 home runs, 21 hits, 18 strikeouts, 11 walks. Which is not great. I'm going to be honest with you, man. It's crazy because this dude has almost a 5 ERA. But the Yankees historically don't really hit this guy. Volpe's 0 for 8 versus Taj Bradley. Volpe is 0 for 8 versus him. So we'll see. I still think the Yankees got to beat up on this dude. This dude's ERA is 4.88. You got to hit this guy, right? You definitely have to. Fluke Weaver last time. Let's do it, the Fluke Weaver. It's either Fluke Weaver or Nuke Weaver. That's the new one, right? They call him Nuke Weaver. My man gives up nukes. Twins played the Jays tough last series, almost won the series. Yeah, they What they got nothing to lose, man. A lot of these guys are they're playing for their life, right? And most of these guys they might be in AAA next year. They don't know, so they're taking advantage of the moment, right? Whether the Twins suck, they got nothing to play for, it doesn't matter. Most of these guys just got called up to the big leagues. This is their shot. Like, you understand? Like, this is their shot. So we see it as, the Twins, they suck. They got nothing to play for. They're 30 games under 500, whatever. But most of these guys, they just made their major league. They're fighting for the right to be. They're trying to show that they can be big leaguers, right? So they can stay up here. So they're playing for something. Don't get it twisted. They're definitely playing for something, and they're playing with fire, man. They don't care that their record is trash. Most of these guys, man, they've been in AAA grinding in the minors for the last 5 years or whatever, and they up here trying to find a job, you know. A gray-haired game, to say the least. You know what's funny, man? I've been going gray, man. This team is really stressing me out. Yep. Sunil says Rice will be the catcher tomorrow and Goldie will be the first baseman. That's your prediction. I can see that happening. Volpe is probably going to be discussed during the offseason on a potential trade. It could be. The thing is, then Caballero will be your stopgap shortstop unless they go pick somebody up. You know, Donnie, maybe, right? The thing is, who knows, right? Because I'm on the camp where I think the Yankees know that Volpe he ain't it. But at the same time, I could see them really doubling down and bringing him back next year, right? The whole shoulder thing and the excuse and all that, to me, that was they're setting up their play. MVP. They're setting up their play, right? They're setting up their move, man, for the excuse that's coming. Real Bill with the 2. Appreciate you, Real Bill, man. Thank you. Jason, just for men fun. Oh man. Oh bro, you don't want to know, man. Look at this, bro. It's not looking good for me, folks. Look at this. People tell me, why don't you just shave it all off? I'm like, no, because if I do that, it's never growing back, you know? Appreciate it, Real Bill, man. Just for men. You know what I need, right? I need to go to Turkey. In Turkey, they do the hair transplant stuff, like where they put like hair follicles into your scalp or whatever. That's what I need, right? That's the real stuff. I need that. Lombard Jr. is coming up.
You the real MVP.
Jason's Hair Club for Man Fun. Oh man, now you clowning me. It's bad. It's getting. I've been stressed, man. I've been stressed my whole life, I feel like. But it's all right. I'm used to it though. That's why I feel like I perform under pressure well. That's why I think I was okay in when I joined the Army, especially in basic training. And if you ever in basic training, it's like boot camp. You see a lot of people, man, just kind of start folding, man. Like they can't take, because you're sleep deprived. You're not sleeping well and you're not eating well. So you're starving, and you're the most tired you ever been in your life, right? And everything sucks. Your body hurts because you're running and doing all kinds of stuff, and it's miserable. And I used to see guys like just crying and folding, like they just can't do it mentally. But I felt like it sucked, don't get me wrong, but I was okay because I knew that even that will pass. It'll come to an end eventually. But yeah, whatever, man. That's a whole other thing. Donnie says Lombard Jr. is coming. Pull up George Lombard Jr. stats, man. Where's my stat guy? We're gonna coach you. Where he's at? He left? Anyway. Plus, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. George Lombard Jr. is not ready to come up. I was thinking, a lot of people are thinking next year, and I'm like, not even close, man. I'm thinking more 2027, 2028. if that, and he's still got to pan out. Because right now he doesn't have he was struggling in Double-A, so he's got to conquer that. He's got to conquer Double-A first. I'm looking for the stat guy. He left, man. Oh, Jeremy. Jeremy's the new stat man. We're gonna call him Stat Man. Jacob says my third guy is based on what? On Amped Cup versus Boston. Okay. It's Luis Gil versus Houston. Or if it's Gil, okay, I don't know what you wrote there, man. It's Cam shut Houston down. I mean, yeah. I see what I see what you're saying. It depends on the matchup, right? Who we playing. And Luis Gil. Cam did shut down Houston. Maybe. I see what you mean, man. I got the same hair loss situation. I've been shaving it all off since 2014. No, Sunil, but we don't. No, let's get this straight, Sunil. Me and you do not have the same hair loss situation. You have no hair at all. You don't even have eyebrows, bro. At least I got hair. Don't get it twisted, bro. I got hair and I got eyebrows. Don't put me in the same freaking category as you, Sunil. I'm not freaking completely bald. My goodness. Good freaking night. Jason, have we faced Brown yet? It's a good question. I'm not sure. I'll look it up. Hunter Brown is good though. Have we? I don't know. Okay. StatMuse. Yeah, we faced him this year once. I'll pull this up. Hold on. We did face him once. Oh, what happened here? Okay. Oh, should I do this? Anyway. All right. So we faced Hunter Brown once in August. This was fairly recently, apparently. And what the hell? All right. This year we faced him once, obviously. I don't want to compare him to last year's stats, but this year when we faced him, he had 5 strikeouts. He went 5 innings, 5 1/3 innings. Gave up 2 earned runs, no home runs, 1 walk. So he had a good outing, but we got some. I'm assuming the pitch count or something must have been up because he only had 5 1/3 of an inning. So. But we all know that he's tough. But I take my chances versus him than Garrett Crochet. Our numbers versus Garrett Crochet are terrible, man. Like, I get it. We scored a couple runs off for him a couple times. But I trust, man, look, I don't want to see Garrett Crochet in the playoffs because I feel like he's going to really be dialed up. And their closer is, even though we got to Roses Chapman too, but he's tough. And then obviously, the Houston has Josh Hader, but I don't know. Either way, man, it's going to be tough, whoever we play. And then we all know the history with the Astros, but it would be nice, right? You can't lie. It would be nice to finally, for once, be us eliminating the Astros in a playoff series, right? Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be something, right? Finally, after so many years of them knocking us out, we'd be the ones to knock them out. I'll be right back, guys. Let me see what's going on out here.
Bullpen meatballs. Serving them up all 2025 season.
You better like the video, and while you're at it, subscribe to my friend Jason's channel.
The reason your butt has been hurting is because you have YDS, Yankees Derangement Syndrome.
Hey y'all, don't forget, channel members can bring up live player stats.
Man, Roxy's over there going crazy. Yeah. That's why Boston gave Crochet that contract extension. Man, I wish we would have traded for that dude. He's turned out to be, because he had a lot of question marks attached to him. And they were going to trade him last year, but then we're talking about Garrett Crochet. He went out and said, whoever trades for him, they better be talking about contract extensions. And so a lot of teams were like, whoa, they didn't want to take that chance, especially, I think he had like a little injury history, but he's worth every penny. He was worth it. Must be a full moon. No, she's going crazy out there. She's barking because she wants to go upstairs, but my kids are sleeping and she wants to go up there with them. Oh, what else we got here? Lombard is hitting 210 in the minors. Fans need to relax. Yeah, he ain't ready for he ain't ready for prime time, man. He really isn't. Now, I gotta update my commercials too. I'm gonna start working on it. I've been kind of busy, but especially in the off season, I'm gonna try to revamp the whole stream, everything. Switch it all up. Boston can beat Seattle in the wild card round and possibly upset Toronto, since Boston would be the lowest seed in the tournament entirely. You know what? That's a pretty interesting take. It might be worth being the last seed, right? To face Seattle. We played well versus Seattle too, so but we know they got pitching though, but we've gotten to them. And possibly upset Toronto, since Boston will be the lowest seed in the tournament entirely in the AL. New York Yankees handle Houston and maybe upsets Detroit. Yeah, we already know we're gonna see, because Tarek Scuba didn't look good last October. Let me see if I spell his name right. Hey, Jeremy, you the stat. I'm gonna call you Stat Man. Pull up Tarek Scuba October 2024, if you don't mind, because I can't spell. Now you gotta. So Scuba October 2024. There you go. Oh, so he was pretty good last. Okay, I take that back. 2.37. Even though I know the Guardians got to him. And they knocked him out. They had scored like 3 runs on him or something. I don't know. They got to him in the wild card round. So we'll see how it all works out. Lou says Boston is injured. If they don't get back Anthony Roman and Abreu, they will revert back to the beginning of the year. I mean, Anthony, excuse me. I mean, it's not looking good for them right now, but they're still in it. And I wouldn't count them out, man, because they got some guys on that team. And they got guys who's been around for a while and knows how to win. Alex Cora, too, I wouldn't put it past him. I really wouldn't. Yeah, but anyway, folks, I think that's going to do it for me. I'm going to call it a night. I appreciate you guys. This dude said Boston is still missing Devers. They're not missing Devers, man. They're so much better without him. It's crazy. The minute that dude got on the plane and left Boston, they instantly became better. They are not missing him, I promise you. I wouldn't count out any of them. Mr. Snow Gaming, Seattle is no joke. They have a 10-game win streak. Yeah, it's crazy. You know what's funny? Just like 11 games, like just a week ago or 2 weeks ago, Seattle was on a big losing streak. They had fallen out of the wild card standings, and they just went on a 10-game win streak, and now they're the West. They're in first place in the West. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. But make sure Make sure you like the stream, like the video right now if you don't mind. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. And I appreciate you all. That's gonna do it for me, man. I got a long day and I gotta go check on my dog because she's giving me a hard time right now. Again, thank you all. Have a blessed night. Let's go Yankees. Not the greatest win, but it's still a win, right? So you gotta have faith, man. You gotta have faith, all right? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Have a blessed one, guys. Peace.
Chalk on the corner, fair game in the air. Aaron's bat sang, but the call wasn't fair. Stripes in the dirt, blind to the truth. Judgment day ruined, no replay to boost. Robbed on the line, truth in the smoke. Boone in the dugout, temper provoked. Hands in the sky, crowds roar choked. Stole the homer, faith in the game broke. Lines don't lie, but the humans do. Green monster grin, but the call askew. Boone stormed out, spit words like fire, till Blue tossed and called him a liar. Robbed on the line, truth in the smoke. Boone in the dugout, temper provoked. Hands in the sky, crowds roar choked. Stole the homer, faith in the game broke. Cleats on the base, game paused and rinse. Judge plays clean, but they stack the fence. Crew in the masks, deaf to respect. Baiting the Bronx, who do they protect? Fair line narrative, curving the truth.